It's time for the True Sports Card Show, the only 1 hour radio show giving you the latest information in sports cards, memorabilia, and collectibles. Here are your hosts, Imran Poladi, Tim Big Shep Shepler, and Kevin Michael Whitey Gleason. Cheerio, Rice Krispie.
Yes, Rice Krispie. Happy Saturday. Whitey Gleason, Tim Shepler with you for the next hour, which of course begs the question, where's Imran? What's going on today?
Hey, we all got lucky today. And the rate, you know what? I saw the ratings thing just skyrocketed. It's awesome because I'm here. No, he's having I think a family day today. We're letting him enjoy some time.
He's out today for load management.
Yeah,
That's what's going on.
Yeah, he's Kawhi Leonard. Yeah,
right.
And I know it's great to be in and hanging out with you, and it's always fun. But yeah, he's out doing his thing and enjoying his family time, so that's good. We'll allow that to happen today.
Who was his NBA comp? What NBA players are most like him? Because it's like going to see the game and then you find out, so-and-so's not playing today.
Joel Embiid.
Okay, Joel Embiid is out. Joel Embiid.
Rock Chalk, that's my guy, but he's shut down for the year. But, hey.
Yeah.
It's great to be here, though. I'm excited.
Yeah, we always have fun. That's the whole thing about Saturday's True Sports Card Show. Fun. To me, it's like the adult replacement for Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. And somebody asked me, we have a great customer, Lou, came in. He goes, and he's asking me about the work in the shop. He goes, is it fun? I said, dude, yeah. He goes, it's a job. And there's actual work that has to be done. And sometimes it's not always the most glamorous work, but a majority of the time, it's a lot of fun getting to watch people open packs, spend time, going to meet player and athletes and stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. But we have Jaime in the chat said trade night was great last Saturday night. Let me tell you, it was packed. I mean, I want to say it was probably one of the most visited trade nights we've had in a little while. It was a lot of folks in there, Topps Hobby Rib Night, trade night all together. It was a lot of fun. The best thing about it, though, and I love, is that we didn't have to really kick anybody out. Normally at 10 o'clock, we're shoving folks out the door.
Right.
Everybody kind of, they were out by 9:30. It ended at 9. Everybody's out by about 9:30, which is nice just because, you work all day. You're there all,
Sure.
So you kind of want to get home. It's a long day. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of trades happening. A lot of kids had some great great interactions with each other. Some of my buddies made some great pickups. So it's always just fun to see the community come together. And it's really that night's really about collecting and meeting other people in the hobby. Because when I started out back, about 15 years ago, when I came back in, I didn't have any hobby friends that were local. They were all online. And these trade nights have really expanded that to where people can come in and find people they might not know that go to their school or that might work with them. They didn't know they were in the cards, and all of a sudden they see them at a trade night and a connection's made or friends are made that way. And it's just great to see and celebrate the hobby in the way it should be, where it's back to the roots of, hey, cool cards. I'll trade my cool card for your cool card because you like that guy, like this guy. Not necessarily it was about what my card's worth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of my favorite things about trade night. So it's always good.
Well, it seems to me that, the big event, if there was an event you guys are celebrating, among other things, it's the release of new Topps Baseball Series 1.
Yep.
And that, to me, is one of those that brings people together because those cards, especially Series 1, they make a lot. They're not necessarily the most valuable. I mean, some of them will be valuable. You could get lucky with this hit or that hit. But it's just something that everybody in the hobby celebrates.
Yes.
Topps Series 1. I know you guys have been selling them like crazy. It's just because not only what they're worth, but what they represent.
Yeah. And I can tell you that my buddies and I always had this tradition. The first card of the year is what we called it. So we open a hobby, not a jumbo pack, not a retail, a hobby pack of Topps. And whatever that top card is our card for the year. And I've not done that yet just because the fact that we've been selling it like hotcakes. Like, it is crazy in there. We've gone through more cases than I expected us to of hobby and jumbo of Series 1. And even people that don't really collect baseball, they're just got that fever for baseball. Series 1 always sells really well because it comes out right after the Super Bowl, right before spring training starts. You have the new design, you have new rookies in there. And it's just people get excited about baseball, and it kind of peters off a little bit throughout the season just because everybody says, oh, it's so long. I love baseball. It's one of my favorite things. I don't get to watch as much as I used to,
Mm-hmm.
But when I can, definitely fun. But it's great to see Series 1's has been fabulous. Good rookie class in there. But yeah, that's kind of what drove it. We had packs to give out, and so it's great to see when you could hand a stack of kid like the other. Here's a couple packs, and how big their eyes get. Free cards. They don't care what the cards are. It's free cards and more for the collection. So always great to see and do. And that's what we love, is giving back to the community and being part of it. That's one of my favorite things about being where we are, is just the community of people that we've built over the last 4 years now.
I got a question about your guy, Emran.
Mhm.
Great guy, does great work here for the station, which we appreciate, always comes on our show. But he told me a couple weeks ago, I didn't ask him, but he said, hey, I got a top series 1 for you. It's like, oh, great, thanks. I didn't ask. He's like, yeah, I got it for you. Okay. Then last Saturday came in, he goes, I forgot it. I'll have it for you later. And then I saw him happen to go to the store Sunday, and he goes, yeah, I sold it. Sorry, I don't have it. I moved it, but I have something else for you. And it was like a 2021 Chronicles blaster that was like opened, and it's like, is that how he rolls typically?
With you.
Yeah, okay.
With you. and that's more generous than with me. Like I said, hey, and he pays me in sandwiches.
Okay.
But lately it's been peanut butter and jelly, because he said, it's
technically a sandwich.
It's
though.
a sandwich. Yeah. Yeah. And he said it's because of my load management as well. So no, we have good fun with Emran, and
no, he's always really generous. With
yeah,
me. I kid.
We always kid. Yeah, he's very kind, and when doing that, and it's always good because he's not here to defend himself. He's listening right now, you know, and he can't say anything back, which is the best part. Is when we can talk about him and he can't get back at us.
You know how some people are truly generous and they give you stuff and then they don't ask for anything back? He's not like that.
Oh, no.
He makes sure
Yeah.
I just gave you that.
Mhm.
So just keep that in mind.
Build that favor up. So it's funny, we sent him out the other day. Like he went Pokemon hunting for us, and to some distributors and stuff. We sent him all over Northern California because we had people, the Pokemon, like everybody, we always joke Pokemans and all this.
Yeah.
Holy moly. We've been doing this 4 years.
Watch your language, by the way.
Okay. Holy moly. I cannot believe this, because in the last 6 months, the strides and how many more people are into collecting TCG cards has exploded. And we only sell Pokemon in our shop. We don't do any of the other ones. But what that market has done, and we have people coming in, and we blew through stuff so fast lately.
Tim, I saw a post you guys had this week, and it was just like a wall covered with Pokemon.
Yeah, we sent him out. So he full day on the road picking stuff up for us. Did a deal in the shop, and then Donovan and Ethan I think they worked until midnight that night with Emran, getting all that stuff pricing out, and we loaded up because again, it's so popular. The following day, that was 60% of our day was just the Pokemon stuff we bought, because there's guys that never collected it before. There were only sports cards that are now opening these boxes, because guess what? Pikachu doesn't tear an ACL. Charmander doesn't get traded and then, go low.
Charmander doesn't fail drug tests.
Yeah. And
that we know of.
Yeah. And
although I would test, that's one of the first people I'd test.
Yeah. The flames, and I don't know what they do. The shiny. But it's great to see, because it diversifies you can diversify your collection and stuff, but it's just wild to see. And I talked to the guys that have collected it, and they're like, I don't know why, but it's just really exploding. It's great to see, because then now there's these kids that have been holding on to this stuff for years that were $5 or $6 cards, and now they're selling for 30 or 40, and they're like, I got 10 of them.
Yeah.
And they're selling them, and they're like, now these little guys are making tons of money because they were into it before everybody else. And it's just great to see.
I think I told you, Tim, pardon me, but my son-in-law paid for part of his wedding with his old Pokemon cards.
It's crazy. Yeah. And it's just fun to see these guys. So we've reloaded booster packs. We have 2 shelves now in the display case of booster packs and ETBs. So those are the bigger boxes, and then some collection boxes. We have ultimate collections as well in there. And it's just been, very popular. And I'm too old. This came out when I was in my 20s. So I tell the guys, I don't speak that language. I know shiny is good. There's reverse hollows and things like that. But we have specialists in the store every day. We make sure we have at least one of the guys in the shop can speak to it, sell it. And we're actively saying, hey, if you have Pokemon singles and slabs, or you have some old boxes you've been holding on to, you're looking to sell, bring them to us. We're in need. We're looking to add those into the shop. So you want to come by, sell them to us, trade them in for store credit. We'd love to do that. But we're actively saying, hey, please bring it in, because it's selling so fast. So there's an example of a product that last time we had in the shop was about 2 years ago. We were selling for like $3.75 a pack. It's now up to $15 a pack, and it sells incredibly fast. And it's like, man, we should have held on to that. But you never know, right? So when
Yeah.
we get stuff, we sell it because you know what? If we hold it, there's chance, it can go up, chance it could go down. So when we get product, we put it out, we sell it. That's what we're
Everybody
there.
wins that way.
Yeah, we're a shop. We're here to provide that product out there. But for those lucky ones that did hold on to it, it's a great opportunity to cash in and make some money for the summer and maybe, take a little vacation on us and bring in your Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
we'll get back to the cards in just a moment, but I wanted to point something out here. Today, a big day on Sacktown Sports because we got the Kings and Rockets tonight. And as play begins in the NBA tonight, the Kings are in 10th place. They're just a half game out of 9th. They're 1 game out of 8th, and they're a game and a half out of the 6th spot. And I saw you tweet Monday night, Tim, that even though the Kings were way up on Charlotte, you were bracing for a collapse that never came, and I know you weren't alone in that.
Yeah, no, it's just weird. It's just one of those things like Charlotte's a team we should beat. We should beat up on. We should feel good. Everybody should eat, and afterwards everybody's fat and happy, and anybody could light the beam, right? And it just got that feeling. It's like, when's this going to collapse?
Yeah.
I love them, and I'll always love the Kings. I didn't watch basketball until I moved here in 1990. They were the team I was given because I moved here, but I was from Kansas, so it made sense that I moved to where the Kings went to as well, followed them, and they'll always be my team. But yeah, there's just that inner Kings fan in me. Like, when's this going to fall
I know
apart?
you spoke for a lot of people with
But
that.
you know what? Hey, they didn't. They're a couple games over 500. I'm here for the positivity. I want them to win. I like
Schedule
this
gets
team.
pretty tough here.
I know, but I love this. I really do like this team now. Valanciunas is probably my favorite King since Scott Pollard.
Wow.
Yes, and I love.
You
Scott.
got a type.
Yes, I want because he's the guy. I wanted him to be here as a free agent earlier. I was yelling and screaming in the offseason like that's the guy with Naz Reid, but he went back to Minnesota or Valanciunas and just watching him play and seeing what he's brought to this team. God, what if he'd been here all year?
You must have been a big Vitaly Potapenko guy.
Yeah, and Zildrunas Ilgauskas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big
sure.
Z, right? Give me the big white guy,
Timofey Mozgov?
Not so much.
Okay.
But my guy, Ant, that works at the shop, Robert Swift is a buddy of his. If you remember him, the old Seattle Sonic, Robert Swift. But no, big tall white guy.
Yeah.
We were talking about John Koncak and John Contract.
Quick Kings card note.
Mhm.
If, like me, you had pretty much given up on your Davion Mitchell rookie cards, you might want to find them because he's playing really well as a starter right now for Miami. A starter.
I was not a Davion fan. He's all right. I thought we could have used a different position when we drafted him. I was a Sangoon. See, another tall white guy. Sangoon.
What a surprise.
It was hollering for the Kings to take him because, before Sabonis, like that would have been perfect fit with that team. And we've seen ways develop, but it's great to see Davion playing well and putting up those stats. And I can tell you, like, he is moving a little bit in the shop. Some people have brought in some.
Really?
Yeah, we've had a few slabs come through the store. And also to one of our guys, Ethan, like I talked about you before, Ethan, he's a huge Heat guy. That's his team. And now he's like, yeah, I love Davion. He's my man. Like he's putting it on for my team now.
Yeah.
So,
and he's shooting the 3 ball really well. And he showed signs of that here.
And that's good. It's just funny that sometimes that Kings players have to go somewhere else. Draft picks have to go somewhere else to shine.
Right. And in all fairness to the Kings, I mean, he went to Toronto and he was okay there.
Yeah,
but he was really not until he went to Miami that he so far has taken off. It's only been 8 games, but he's playing really well.
It's an opportunity, right? You do best with what opportunities are given to you and see what happens. And maybe he can parlay it to be in the NBA a few more seasons. And he can, he's got that pedigree of a first round pick. So, those always get a little more leeway, I think, than others.
So how about my Devin Carter hoops? I think it's a silver prism. I think it is.
Okay.
So Devin Carter. Is he doing anything yet?
Oh,
not really. Huh?
Not really. Not a lot because there's not been a bunch of 24, 25 basketball releases out yet. And so that market's just been kind of quiet. And so as more of that stuff comes out, we need more of that product out there so we can get some more autographs to these guys, more rookie cards and parallels. Like Prism just came out and 2 weeks ago. So that's always a good product with lots of color and stuff. So it just, also to play, if a guy has a spectacular dunk, has a good game, that always drives their market up more and more. And I remember a few years ago, oh God, I just dropped the kid's name in my brain, but he was for Detroit and he had a crazy dunk in a game. And all of a sudden, Demboya, he had a big dunk in a game like his rookie season. And
Sekou Doumbouya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was just a highlight dunk, but for like 3 or 4 days, everywhere his cards were going for 4 or 5 times as much as they were the day before, just because he had a big play. And everybody's like, oh, that's awesome. And sometimes it just harkens back to the fun of collecting. like, oh, I saw that guy at the game, or he had a crazy, I want to remember that. Or whenever McClung is in the dunk contest, his cards sell for that week because it's like, oh, hey, look, a little.
Did you see Shaden Sharp's dunk this week?
Oh no!
Oh man, just a vicious right at the front of the rim. Just one of the great dunks you'll ever see.
And see, that just drives it because people see the highlights and the clips. We always want those 10-second clips on IG or Twitter or on watching on TikTok. Like that's our attention span now. So if we can fit in there and we can get those clips and those hits, and the collectors see that and they go, cool, I want to go after that guy. To look at that. So
with the cards this year, the new NBA cards, it's always exciting when you got a new bunch of cards. But it looks to me like, last year, and there's still 23, 24 stuff, I think, even coming out. Such demand for Wemby. This year, there's going to be kind of a drop off just in terms of the rookies not having that same cachet. And I wonder if we're going to have something similar when the new football cards come out down the road, because I know that I'm getting way ahead of myself. But, Jaden Daniels is people going crazy as they should over his card. And now we're going to have maybe Shutter Sanders and Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a similar drop-off. Not as dramatic, but similar, I think.
Yeah, as we talk about the 23-24 product, Wemby really drove that. Brandon Miller was a distant second, but had Wemby not been in there, Brandon Miller would have been the guy. You see what he's playing really well, so people are still looking for him. But, with Wemby being out for the season, everybody's kind of a little concerned.
Let me guess, you're a big Donovan Clingan collector.
No, but good name. He would have been a fun guy on the Kings, right?
Yeah, sure.
Just send me all the the old tall white guys.
You're a Zach Edey guy. I
remember calling in Zach Edey and Bronny James. Yeah. That's who I wanted the Kings to take with their 2 picks. But hey, we didn't get a chance to get Zach. But that big guy to go with Sabonis. But no, we see that, and Wemby's kind of come down a little bit. I think people a little skittish just because the blood clot, you're not sure. We saw what happened with Chris Paul. Who knows what's going to happen, but it's softened just a little bit.
He just had a 1-on-1 that sold for $860,000.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And now he's got like 6 point guards on his team. So maybe they'll figure it out. But we've seen that. You talk about the football, we have the combine going on right now. Very, very loaded draft if you like the trenches. The offensive linemen, the pass rushers, the defensive line.
Yeah.
You have some really good defensive backs, some decent linebackers. It's that kind of a draft. It's a team-building draft. That's what I like to call this. It's that stuff that not the guys that sell cards. It's not the guys that shine on the highlights or people are wearing their jerseys. It's the other guys that make the team, the glue of the team. Those are what's in this draft. So your teams are going to get better this year, but you might not have that superstar.
Yeah. That's why I say there's going to be a little bit of a drop off in terms of the collectability.
Yes. And we see, I guess, Shedeur is going to be a top, 10 pick, maybe. I don't know. Cam Ward. They say about these guys. I watch them play and it's just like, I go back to the 2013 draft with EJ Manuel and Geno Smith. That's kind of the vibes I get. They're going to be decent quarterbacks, I think. I don't think that they're going to be the Mahomes or the Josh Allen or the Lamar Jacksons of the league, where they're dynamic, game-changing players. They could be a steady Eddie guy, like a Kirk Cousins, come out and not lose games for you, but not maybe win them.
Yeah.
And do well. But we'll see what happens where they go. It's a big draft for, like I said, Travis Hunter is the man. And the fact that he's working out as a defensive back just tells you like that receiver is not as important. Defensive backs are, and being a two-way superstar, he's going to be very, very well chased in products. And it's kind of interesting because we don't know if I try to look it up. I cannot find when Topps Fanatics takes over the football license.
Oh, there's
not been a definitive date. So Panini could have it. And so it's just kind of weird. We know basketball's transferring over to him, but we'll see what happens. But the collectability of these guys, that market will be a little softer. Like this year in the NBA draft, there's not really like a superstar guy, like a name that you can build on. Like, hey, if you get that base rookie card, you're still doing pretty well. You're hoping to get the autograph of the top couple draft picks or that numbered parallel to help get that value for what you paid into your box or your pack. But, we have running back like Genty from Boise State. I know Cam Scadaboo is going to be hot as heck in Sacramento. I looked ESPN, I think ranked him as the 5th or 6th best running back in the draft class, which is outstanding because people before said, he's a 5th or 6th rounder. Looks like maybe he's moved up a little bit. We'll see what happens. I think the running backs do the combine stuff today with the quarterbacks and receivers on Saturday. So
you a big combine watcher?
I used to be when I didn't have kids and I could just dork out and sit and watch guys run around in shorts
Mhm.
and t-shirts all the time.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. I'll go back and see kind of what they did, but again, they're just working out. I like to watch the gameplay and see what they do on the field, because a guy like Scadaboo, sometimes those numbers don't transfer to the combine. I'll throw back Mike Mamula. Remember, Philadelphia
Mhm.
Eagles draft pick. He's like had a decent college career and went and told his trainers, I want to know how to beat the combine. Got first round draft pick by the Eagles, I think 9th or 10th overall, and just had a very mediocre career.
Yeah.
Because he looked awesome. He looked the part, but wasn't. And so sometimes that's that game film. So that's why I always tell collectors, watch the game, see who's playing well. Those are the guys that chase. Pedigree means something. When you're a top recruit, you play at a top college, you're a top draft pick. Those things mean something long term. So.
Yeah, I don't watch much of the combine. When I do, typically it's because of a sense of job responsibility, like, oh, I got to see how this guy looks because the 49ers might draft him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's important. It's just, to me, it's not that visually exciting. I'll follow along with what's going on. But I'm trying to see if we can get Sacktown Sports Combine, or at least get a 40 and get everybody to run a 40. So
like my favorite, when Rich Eisen
exactly
runs it, right?
Yeah,
and he runs
yeah.
it for charity, and I love it.
Yeah,
it's so awesome to see him run out there in a suit.
Yeah,
an old guy running in a suit.
What I'm hearing is there's too many people that think, oh no, someone get really badly hurt in that. It's like, just run a 40, and don't run that hard if you're going to hurt yourself.
We have a couple guys that I won't name them, but they were at a big card show down in LA like last year. And it was after one of the days of being on the show, they decided to have a 40-yard dash race.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are in their mid-30s, and they both pulled up lame with hamstring injury.
Mid-30s? Come on.
They're a little bit of a hefty collector,
Huh.
Bigger guy like I used to be, like, hey, no worries, but they do have some athleticism, but they didn't stretch or something, and they pulled some muscles and were hurt in the next couple of days. But
right.
It'd be fun to see. Maybe we'll do a True Sports Combine. You come out and you could do play-by-play for us.
I want to be in it.
You want to be in it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
How about this? We'll set up you versus Emron.
In the cone drill, I'll dominate. I don't even know what it is, but I know I'll dominate in the cone drill.
We could do a height drill too. We'll just get the tape measure over his taller.
Ice cream cone drill, I'm the favorite.
I've never seen somebody eat ice cream as much as Emron.
Really?
Oh man, we would. I'm not supposed to. I hope Jessica's not listening, but the man enjoys himself some ice cream.
Okay, maybe he's the favorite in the cone.
You know what? Maybe we'll have a cone. We'll get one of the local ice cream shops. We'll do a cone off.
Yeah,
and see who can eat the most ice cream cones in a minute. Or
cone
something.
drill. Yeah,
I like it.
All right,
that'd be fun to do. I feel a radio bit coming on. Maybe the next trade night we'll have a cone eating contest. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you were talking about new releases, and
Yeah.
we were just mentioning there's still 23-24 basketball stuff coming out. Tell me about Topps Midnight.
Yeah, so it's a one hitter, one quitter. It's a one pack box. 7 cards. You're gonna get 3 of those. Are gonna be autographs.
I'm sorry. Did you say it's a 1-pack box?
Yes.
7 cards.
7 cards.
And it's a high end item, right?
Yeah, it's around $250, $300.
Oh, is that all?
It's not terrible.
This is unlicensed, right? Pardon me.
Product,
yeah,
but I look at the checklist, right? And when I was doing the review here, and it lists all the autograph guys in alphabetical order. Well, the first 2 are Alex English, Artis Gilmore. And I scroll down just a little bit to the D's, Dan Issel. And I go, those are our dudes. I go, Emron, how come you didn't tell us our dudes are in this product? He's like, and it's great to see. So you're going to have legends in there, Hall of Famers. You're going to have current guys. You're going to have Wemby Chase autographs in there. It's only
3 autographs.
3 autographs.
7 cards and 3 of them are autographed. Wow.
Not bad. Yeah. And
that's
the chance
good.
of Wemby in there as well. It's only a 100-card base set. They have 9 parallels, which basically revolve around the moon and times of day. So I love this. So they have Zodiac, Morning, Twilight, Dusk, Moonbeam, Moonrise, Midnight, Daybreak, and Black Light. It sounds like a cult from the 60s. And these are
you're starting to worry me a little bit.
right, Moonbeam and Moonrise. I just have a feeling that there were a lot of moonbeams rolling around in California back in the mid 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So I like when they do stuff like this. They have there's a Topps Cosmic when they bring that out. They have the planetary.
Yes, I like those.
Those are so cool. The fact that I cannot wait till this product starts to get licensed, because this is a chrome product. It just looks cool, and everybody gets disheartened with no logos. What I can tell you is Joe Montana's rookie card, not licensed.
Mm-hmm.
Most of Tom Brady's rookie cards, unlicensed product. And so at the end of the day, it's all about the player. and being able to collect it. And when you can get an on-card auto or Wemby as a rookie or some of these Hall of Famers,
I thought,
pretty awesome.
To your point, I thought I would be really averse to the non-licensed basketball.
Yeah.
Big basketball collector, love basketball cards. The top stuff, interested, but no logos, no licensing, but I love it.
Yeah. And they found a way to make it not look awkward in
Right.
a majority of the photos. Now, it's sometimes tough, but with action shots, but if they get the right pose and stuff, it looks good. And they're starting to build that brand back because they haven't had this product, they haven't done basketball product, I think since 2009, 10.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't had football since 15. So it's been a while. And so for them to get their foot back in, they kind of get to these warm-ups and we'll see what they do. But I'm excited to see. I like what they've done with baseball and how Fanatics especially has handled that. We had the buybacks with the MVPs with Aaron Judge and Ohtani. I can't wait to see when they do that, hopefully with basketball and football.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be a ton of fun. And it's just fun when a guy can pull a base card out of a pack and know that if this guy wins MVP, this is a $20 gift card to my local card shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had so many we had a couple thousand of those dropped off at the shop. And people came in and they're like, man, I bought a $20 blaster and I got a card that's worth right now $20 because I got out of this blaster. So I got all that stuff, but then I got this card I could trade in and get more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's always fun for us to do. So
I got to tell you, I don't mean to brag, but speaking of the Cosmic Chrome, I got you remember City Sissoko, who was a king for 24 hours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a Cosmic Chrome, some kind of really fancy refractor rookie card. So just, saving that.
Hold on to that one.
Yeah.
That guy traded he got traded 3 times in a day and then cut. Tough week.
Yes.
It's just hard business to be in. So
yeah. Still getting paid though.
Hey, at the end of the day, that's kind of what matters as we get through it. Speaking about getting paid, if you want to, we're looking to buy, like I talked about earlier, the Pokemon singles and slabs, but we are really looking also for baseball, basketball, and football singles from $30 to $500. We like our hot corner is getting loaded up. We put in a few thousand more cards this week.
Hot corner is a lot of fun.
Yeah, by all the teams and customers are really loving that. And the guys at the shop are I was there this morning before I came in, and Donovan was sitting there pricing away. He had stacks of baseball cards. He was working on pricing baseball this morning, and there's a few hundred he already put out today. But we're looking for the cards to put in our showcases from 30 to 500. We're really looking for slabs as well. One, because there's a definitive comp on it, so we know real true value. It's a little easier to find, and both parties feel better about doing that. But raw cards as well. And so if you have those, bring them down to the shop. We're looking to do that. We're also looking for those vintage singles, 75 and older.
So vintage, that's where you draw the line.
1975.
Vintage,
1975
that's
and older.
because 1975 rookie card, George Brett, which is Tim's favorite. That's why he draws the line there.
And the hobby has too. About the late 70s, for whatever reason, people don't get super excited about 76 through 79, but there are some decent cards throughout those years. But that 75 and older is a really great spot for us. If you want to spend some money with us, but you can't make it down to the shop, our eBay store right now, our guy Owen just we're almost at 36,000 individual active listings on eBay. And so he is cranking out our eBay for us. So eBay, True Sports, if you just Google True Sports Cards, eBay will pop right to the top. It'll take you to our store.
Can I tell you a story about an interesting eBay situation this week? I got at your store, I got some hoops hobby box, and I got a lot of nice cards. I got a really nice lime green Zion Prism, and it's numbered to 199 or something. So I've had that up there for a while. And I had it for 11 something, which is a little too much, I think. But you kind of had it parked there. And I see that I got a couple days ago, I've got someone who's got it on their watch list, send offer to buyers. Okay. So I brought it way down to $399 or something. $399. I was like, let's just move this. And it sells. And I'm looking at, it's sold. Who did it sell to? Emran Pilati. I kid you not. I was like,
always
okay.
Looking for a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I texted him. I said, thanks for buying the card, with the shrug emoji. He goes, yeah, I had a chance to get a deal on it. So I jumped on it.
You got to love it. I recently got
He's stalking me. That's what this is about on eBay.
Well, there's professionals we can talk to about that. I got linked back into our email for the shop recently. And I was working on my laptop the other night, and all of a sudden I started getting all these like notifications, like popping in the corner of my laptop. Oh, what the heck? What email is blowing up? And it's like, listen, it's all the stuff Owen's listing. And it was like, all these cards started posting. I'm like, this guy's a machine. I went and looked, and the whole email is just because eBay tells you when you list something.
Yes.
I got to set up a folder so those emails go somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
because it was just filling the inbox because, so much stuff. And I love that. But you also can go to truesportscards.com, and we've dual listed. So we have the ability where it gets listed on eBay as well as our website. But the website's 15% cheaper. So if you want a deal, I'm telling you a secret.
Yeah.
Go to truesportscards.com. Instantly, you're getting a discount when you buy it from us directly versus
We've got some
eBay.
nice like auto vintage basketball stuff.
Well, yeah, if you like autographed Hall of Famers,
Mhm.
truesportscards.com is the spot because they're like, I even know he's not a Hall of Famer, but there's a Rod Higgins auto I know we listed on there from the old days in the Warriors. And it was a 90 hoops. But like it's all kinds of stuff that we listed on there. Authentic
That's
autographs.
probably not the card I would use if I'm trying to promote it. And
Yeah,
drive
but I'm
people
just saying
there,
that's
but-
the value. Like we go from Jerry West to Rod Higgins. I mean, we
Yeah.
cover the gambit. We just sold like on our eBay, like an old TV show. There was a bunch of graded cards from a TV show we had on there. We sold a full set. Just some wild things that come in that don't normally at the shop we get eyeballs on. It's like, hey, it's valuable, but maybe not to our collector base at the store. So we put on the website and it gets the world of eyeballs. And so we can consistently every day load both those stores with tons of cards. So if you can't come in and shop with us in person, you can always do there. If you have some questions about doing in-store pickup, we can work that out. Always reach out to us at the shop, 916-259-1993. We're open every day. So we'll be able to answer those questions, get those cards pulled down for you, sell them, because we're here to sell cards. And we're not a museum. And that's why I tell people when they come in, it's like, oh, I go to some spots and it's like they don't want to come off their price. They don't want to deal or make trades. It's like, no, man, like we're here to sell cards. If we can make a deal, let's do that. We go to shows. It's the same thing. We're going to this next weekend coming up Saturday the 8th. I think Emron's going to be doing the radio, but we're taking a team and dividing up. 2 guys are going down to a show in Concord. 2 guys are going to do a show here in Sacramento in the Pocket area.
Wow.
So there's actually a third show that we're not attending. I think that's in like Fresno, or I think it's Fresno, but we just don't have enough bodies to go to all these shows. It's great to have. So we're going to divide and conquer next weekend. And then the following weekend, Emron and I are going to be in Chicago, the Chicago Spectacular. Now this is kind of like a mini national. It's in the same building that hosts the national in Rosemont, Illinois, but huge autograph show. So we're going to be there with our guys. I think artists Dan and Alex are going to be there. I know for sure John Taylor's going to be there, and I think a couple of the basketball guys.
First name basis with them. Yeah.
With these
little flex there. Yeah.
John Taylor.
Artists, I think, will be there, and Alex.
Yeah, my guy John Taylor, all decades team in the 1980s, and he's not in the Hall of Fame, but one of the best. If he'd been on any other team, not play with Jerry Rice, he would have been a top 10 receiver. Let's be honest. He was a heck of a punt returner. He's going to be there signing. So Emron and I'll be there helping those guys facilitate that. But we're going to be selling cards too. We're going to be set up. So where it shows, it's like, hey, I'm here to sell cards. I'm not here to show off or flex my cards. I'm here to sell and let's make deals happen. So that's what we'll be doing. But a lot of things going on, and we're very excited about that.
Let me check a couple comments real quick if I could.
Yeah,
Brandon Dietzman says, I'm definitely going to make it to the Pocket one next weekend.
Yeah.
Brandon also, I had a great time at the Rip Night. Then Sacramento Kings Card says midnight looks ... awful. I've seen the midnight. I think I ended up with some of the UFC. I like the look. I could see how someone might not care for it, but to me, it's very striking.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things that it's very stunning, and how does it look to you? And like that's the thing is, I love the fact that in collecting, collect what you want. Don't let others influence your collection. If you don't like something, then hey, that's awesome. If you love it and someone else talks bad about it's like, hey, these are my cards. I'm curating my own collection of stuff that I enjoy to collect, and
they are a little bit, I would say, an attempt to be more artistic. Yeah, as opposed to like Donruss Optic, which is like a lot of action shots, which I love. So I could see how it's not for everybody, but I do kind of I like they pop for me.
And some people like just a straightforward card.
Yes.
And then others want something else to it. There's in baseball, there's Gypsy Queen and there's Allen and Ginter.
Right.
And they both have an old-timey 1880s look to them. But Allen and Ginter involves celebrities and people from pop culture references.
Oh, and alligators and
just weird
food
stuff.
And
DNA relics, things like that, where the Gypsy Queen is just straight baseball product, but it has minis and stuff. I found that if you like Gypsy Queen, you don't like Allen and Ginter. And if you like Allen and Ginter, you probably don't like Gypsy Queen. And I love Allen and Ginter. Not a huge fan of Gypsy Queen.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you can get a celebrity. I remember pulling a Tommy Lee autograph one time. I pulled Penny Marshall. I pulled Matthew Berry. Was we talking NFL, draft? He's a, NFL fantasy guy.
I got a Chris Fowler tie relic card.
Right? I have a Dickie V tie jersey. Or
you can
card.
make my all wacko team.
Yeah. And it's just all these, and it's just cool because these are celebrities or, and it's like, hey, it's a tie relic, but it's like game used tie. Was this on TV? Like, it's just neat to me. It's like and then they have like guys that won hot dog eating contest, or like one year it was a Frisbee disc golf player, and like, who the heck?
This year they have dogs.
Yeah.
That won the national show or whatever. Yeah.
I just think it's fun. It gives it some variety. And I have a buddy that collects the mini sets every year, and that's his thing. That's all he does. That's his one collection every year. He hunts down all the minis, and it just gives somebody a little taste of everything. So, guys, I see all the comments about trade, and I appreciate it. We try to do it the best we can every weekend, so it's always fun for us. A
lot of satisfied customers based on our comments here.
That's what I love to see. Yeah. So, and it's also too fun. We also love the Google reviews. So if you want to have some fun, go through and check those out. So we have tons of, we're like a 4.9. Every once in a while, like they call, I got a 2-star the other day, but I'm okay with it,
Whoa.
So it wasn't, but it's all right. And so Emirates called me a 2-star general manager, which
2-star
2-star general manager. I'll take it.
Snap at somebody?
No, I just
leave me alone.
I guess he didn't because it's, like I find that people bring stuff in for us to evaluate and buy all the time. And I always try to find a reason to buy something.
Yeah.
But it was just stuff we had a lot of. It was some old 90s sets, and we had a handful of them already. And I showed him and said, unfortunately, I'm just stocked up right now. I just, I can't use them. And I guess I upset him that it's okay.
That was his way of dealing with that disappointment, lashing out at you.
It's fine. We have tons of 5 stars. You see the reviews on there. I love it. And everybody's telling us how much they enjoy coming in. There's a lot of good ones about Emirates. Question those.
Well, they're probably from Emirates.
Yeah. His burner accounts. Who has more burner accounts, Emirates or KD? But we'll find out.
Toss up.
Yeah. No, it's great. And so, it just shows what we've done in the community. It's a few hundred reviews, and I love that. So it's always good when I get those pop in the phone, take a look and see what people are saying. And the best thing are when like I said, like I get to see the excitement with the kids when they get to pull. Like, I get all the time, like, people coming in and like, what's your favorite thing about the shop? And I would say that's it, because I remember my shop coach's corner in Folsom when I was a kid, Cowboy, who ran that. I would hang in there like a booger that wouldn't get off your finger. And I wanted just to be there all day whenever and just talk sports and watch cards. And like, that's my favorite thing, is if we can be a safe hangout and it's, it's like the moms, like even said, I went to Chili's for lunch one day. And one of the ladies there, my son goes in there and hangs out. And she goes, I know he's having good fun. I don't ever have a problem with his buddies if they're going to ride their bikes up there and hang out for a couple hours, because I know they're not going to get in trouble.
You know what my card shop was? Seriously, when I was 10, 11, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have card shops. You go to 7-Eleven, get a Slurpee. And if you're lucky, you might get 3 packs of cards.
Right. Yeah. I remember when I lived in Kansas, one wasn't really close to us, but we had a Quick Trip. It was like kind of like an ARCA AM/PM 7-Eleven type place. And it was up on the corner, and that was a far bike ride for us because we had to cross a big intersection. But yeah, we would go and get like an icy and a pack of cards.
Yeah.
And they carried 88 score. It was like, oh, that was brand new. And like, what's this? It's in like a plastic bag. Like, it wasn't in like a normal wax pack, and it was different packaging. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Different looking cards, a lot of color. So not worth anything now, but hey, it was those memories. And that's what I remember as a kid of collecting. So that's what I love to see when all the youngsters come in. And
do you guys, you have everything at the store, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here. Do you have like older vintage or maybe not vintage, but 80s or 90s, like unwrapped packs that someone
we do in a hot corner. We have, I call them value packs. We have $1 packs. So we will buy, I intentionally buy that 90s, what everybody lovingly calls junk wax.
Yes.
Because it just made so much of it.
Right.
But I buy those boxes all the time, and I put them in there for $1 a pack. There's 87 tops, 88 tops. '89 Fleer Griffey rookie options in there, rack packs, all kinds of stuff from the '80s and the '90s. Whenever I get those, I love putting those in there. And we have like I think 4 or 4 row boxes. I just load up.
That's about the nostalgia, which is a big part for a lot of adults of collecting cards in the first place.
And the funny thing is when they buy that '87 Topps pack with a piece of gum, it's like, are you going to chew the gum? They're like, no. I said, oh, I've chewed it before. It foams up. Your tongue kind of tingles. But you know what? It doesn't chew.
You can't smell for 3 days, but it's great.
It kind of fizzles like hydrogen peroxide a little bit, but it's a good time and it's fun to have. But again, you get to go back and look.
Does it still have the powdery stuff on
Yeah,
it?
the white little powder. You're not quite sure what that is.
Yeah.
It was the '80s. But it's that's what I loved. And it's always guys around my age that are buying them. And some of the times the kids will just to look and see what cards were like then. When you weren't chasing an autograph, you weren't chasing a numbered card or even an insert because we didn't have inserts.
Mm-hmm.
They were just a straight base set with 792 cards, and you were hoping to get your guy or your team in there. And
what kills me? Speaking of the old packs, '87 Fleer basketball. So I don't remember where I found them, but I got a lot of them. And basketball cards at that time for me anyway is like they were kind of rare. It's like, whoa, basketball cards. So I bought a number of them, and I did get a Jordan card, which I have. And I just recently, I'm this close to completing the set, by the way. But the reason I bring it up is because they came, I guess, each pack with a sticker card.
Yep.
And I don't have any of the stickers. And I'm wondering if at the time when I got them, I was like, sticker, toss.
Well,
and they're really valuable.
Yeah,
now.
or you used them as stickers because we had a guy bring in an '86, '87 Fleer basketball set. And he didn't have the Jordan.
A really, really sought after set.
Well, yeah, because there wasn't basketball cards for a few years. Jordan's rookies in there, but you also have guys like James Worthy's rookie, Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, Chris
because there hadn't been any basketball cards for so long.
It's like there's like the dream team of rookie cards in there. It's amazing. And you also have guys like Dr. J and Magic and Larry. Those guys are in there. Barkley's rookies in there. But they also had 11 card sticker set. Well, a lot of people pulled the stickers off, put them on the binder, and this guy had like 3 or 4 of the stickers on the binder cards because he had it from when he was a kid. Luckily, the Jordan sticker wasn't stuck to the binder.
Wow.
But some of the other guys were. But that was in there to protect the other cards from the wax pack.
Oh.
So the sticker was just kind of an add-in to not put wax on the pack to damage the cards in there, which is a good thing.
That sticker set is worth a lot.
Oh, it is. And so they couldn't put gum in it because Topps had the exclusive rights when they allowed. That's why, like in baseball product, when you see Donruss has puzzles and Fleer had stickers, Topps had gum because Topps said, okay, cool. They back in was it 80. 81 was the first year Donruss and Fleer baseball and baseball for both those companies. Topps said, cool, you can make the baseball cards. There was a whole thing they did, but you can't put gum in the packs because Fleer wanted to Fleer makes gum.
Yes.
They were a gum company. They were a candy company like Topps, and they wanted to put their gum, and Topps said no. And so they came up with the sticker thing, which is cool. They'd put the team stickers in there. Donruss did puzzles of players, and then Upper Deck did team like hologram, like those foil stickers, the round ones, or they had some square ones for a while. It was it's just neat to see that stuff. And we don't get that in packs anymore. It's just cards and inserts. And I think if somebody went back and they did a sticker set, like they put a sticker in there, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if that's still licensed with Fleer only because they're owned by Upper Deck.
I just don't know what happened to my stickers too.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of the cards, so I must have the stickers.
At some
I have no recollection of the stickers.
Yeah.
Or what happened to them, and I wish I had them.
Yes, because it's one of those things like, dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember trading, like I look back at it a few years ago and I was like, remembering I had a couple Jerry Rice rookies and I traded him for like Tony Gwynn base cards. Cause at the time I was like, when I was a little kid in the late 80s, I thought Tony Gwynn was great. I didn't watch much football. Yeah. And so I was like, hey, you're Jerry Rice. Let me get some Tony Gwynn base cards.
Yeah.
Not Hall of Fame legend,
were those
Jerry Rice rookies.
Tony Gwynn rookie cards or not quite?
No, they were 87, 88 Topps.
Oh, yeah.
Like
TG.
4th and 5th year, 6th year Tony Gwynn cards that, are a quarter a piece. And here's a Jerry Rice rookie card. Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. As far as the guys from Tony Gwynn's era, so like his was 83, I think was his rookie card. Is there a big difference in value of the rookie cards, Topps, Donruss, and Fleer? Or does it depend on the year? And
not really. They're all pretty. I would say Topps is the one everybody kind of uses. They are iconic rookie card for the most part, but not. They're all within a few bucks of each other. Now, when you go to grading, I I would say Donruss and Fleer maybe get a little bit more love if they're higher graded.
Really?
Just because that they were cut on I always say they were cut on a Friday. They weren't early years of Donruss and Fleer weren't cut the best. And so their quality control wasn't to the same standards I think Topps was, because they were still trying to figure everything out. They were only a few years into it. So if you get those in a higher grade, 9s and 10s, they typically sell for a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Just
That's
because they're a little tougher to find. So.
Yeah. Speaking of those cards, this is a mystery, and Emran's the one that brought it up. I think it's a great question. I don't know the answer yet. Maybe you do. So you've got baseball product coming out for the new season, the unlicensed one from Panini.
Mm-hmm.
So they're unlicensed, so they can't refer to teams by their nicknames, right?
Yep.
So what are the A's cards? What are they going to put on them from Panini this year? You can't put, they're not Oakland. They're not in Vegas yet. They say they're not Sacramento.
Yep.
What are they going to just
I don't know. I asked, I even went on Twitter, and Panini follows me and I follow them. So I sent a message. I say, hey, listen, Panini, what are you going to do with the A's this year in the Sacramento when you put out their cards? No response. I'm going to keep bugging them. I know a few people there, so I'm going to try to get to my sources there, see if they can help me answer that question. I don't know.
Vegas/Sac, or I mean,
Northern California Green Machine. I don't know.
Because you can't say Oakland, right? They're not Oakland.
No, they're not Oakland. They're not Vegas. They're not. You can't use the word athletics.
Right.
I don't know if they can use the A. They could just put A.
Could they put ATH?
Or they could put AL team.
I'll bet you they'll go Vegas/Sacramento. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no good answer.
We should put a friendly wager on that, like an iced tea or something. You know,
Yeah.
we always bet the shop. Always bet candy bars or a soda or something at the gas station.
What do you think it'll be, or do you have any idea yet? What's your best
I
guess?
don't. I would say it's probably going to be something to that effect of referring to both those cities. Or even just NorCal or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. American League team.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one thing I do think is they could put American League team, because
can they say American League?
I don't know if they could, or they could put like USA League, something to that effect. Because I remember in 74 Topps, when the Padres were supposedly going to move to Washington, there are a few Topps cards that year where it says Wash National League.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know if they were going to be the Washington Padres, the Washington Senators, the Washington whatevers. But San Diego was going to move to Washington. And
there's a Willie McCovey card like that, right?
And Dave Winfield's rookie is like that on some of the cards. And the others say San Diego, but Ray Kroc, the quote founder, the guy that took over McDonald's, bought the team, saved him, and kept him in San Diego. And so we'll see what happens. It's an interesting question.
So you've actually checked on it.
I've tried to do a little research on it, because I heard you guys talk about that, and it's been eating in my brain a little bit. But it's an interesting conundrum to see what happens with that product. But and then we actually have 24 baseball products still coming out from Topps. Topps Heritage High Number is going to be coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and usually that has been out in December. I don't know what's going on. It's supposed to come out here later in March, so we'll see what happens.
Odd.
Yeah, so maybe a little production issue. I'm not sure, but we will have a little bit more little Paul Skeens action. So another rookie taste of Paul Skeens, which is always
Heritage
good.
They're the 75.
It'll be the 75 design.
Yeah.
And this year's Heritage for 25 will be the 76 design. So I can't wait till they make Heritage 87, because that's my first year collecting, and it'll make me feel like I'm a bazillion years old. But
you will be by then.
Yeah, I will be. But I'm very excited for that. To come out in a handful of years. So.
Can I ask you who the rookies in this year's baseball's set are that you're looking forward to the most? Or you would recommend collectors keep an eye on?
I was looking through. I did a little research talk, going through different people, and these guys might not be.
And let me stop you. We can't do all Kansas City Royals.
No.
I know that's your team.
Yes.
And you're going to run down like, they got this kid at single A right now. Yeah. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah. Yeah. The first one will lead off Jacob Wilson of the Sacramento A's. I'm calling them the Sacramento A's. They can come get me. In the hot corner, I put Sacramento A's. I just didn't
put
for
A's.
You. I put Sacramento A's. That's how they're in our town. That's what we're going to call him. He was the 6th pick in the 23 MLB draft.
He had 3 hits yesterday, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say Wilson could be the starting shortstop on opening day. He's a player with a good hit tool, and he's a top 100 prospect. They say he won't make.
Doesn't have a lot of pop, does he?
Not a lot of pop, but contact guy. So his dad, Craig Wilson, played for the Pirates. He was a utility guy. And there's something to be said about those utility guys. Clay Bellinger was one. His son Cody's been pretty good, right? And so sometimes, like, you look at Pat Mahomes Sr., he was a decent reliever, right? Look what his kid's doing in the NFL,
good.
right? He's pretty good. So sometimes it's not the superstar kids. You want those, like, backup guys that had to grind it out, that really had to work hard, and they taught their kid, they helped their kid understand that. Now they're going to be the superstar. I mean, look, Bobby Witt Sr. was a decent pitcher, was really hardly regarded, just kind of had a journeyman career in the Major League, but his son's a superstar. So we see that. I'm excited for him.
You know, Griffey's dad was a really good player.
Yeah, he was. And then towards the end of the year, he was, and then he became kind of a piece. He was a fourth guy right in the outfield. So I'm excited for the A's. They got, they spent a little money. They're here in Sacramento. This young kid could do some well. Matt Shaw, who's an infielder. He's, I think he's the first corner guy. He's got some pop. Cubs are always very excited. There's certain teams when they have prospects that their collector base really goes after.
Sure.
Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs.
Cubs kind of annoy me. I'm not sure why, but you're right. Obviously,
yes, I have teams like that. The Vikings and Dolphins, for whatever reason, annoy the crud out of me, and I cannot tell you why. I just in the Washington Commanders can't root for them. I root actively against them, and I don't know why. They never did anything to me, but I just don't like them. It's like, I know why I don't like the Lakers and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I don't like those teams. I just don't. I don't know. So I get that feeling on the Cubs. I understand so he should be pretty good. There's a guy in here, Jason Dominguez. Now, everybody's like, dude, we've been talking about Jason Dominguez for like 8 years. It's only been a handful of years, 2020. So fifth year.
You were talking about Allen and Ginter.
Yeah.
I landed around Christmas an Allen and Ginter, Jason Dominguez rip card, RC.
Yeah.
And I moved it, and I'm already starting to.
No, you're probably smart. Yeah. He's going to be good. He's a Yankee. He's an outfielder. He came back from some, I think he had Tommy John. His nickname's the Martian. He had some trouble playing left field, and that's where they're going to play him last year. So hopefully spring training, he got some more reps out there, because normally he's a center fielder and a right fielder, I believe. But everybody talked about this guy being the next great prospect for the Yankees. So we'll see what that happens. We have Kumar Rocker. He's a pitcher with the Rangers. He was the third pick in the 22 draft. He was actually drafted, I believe, in 21 by the Mets. They couldn't come to a deal because he had some injuries. His dad was Tracy Rocker, the old NFL player. Was a linebacker, and
not John Rocker, the former Brave.
No, not John Rocker.
Nope.
Yep. So he's got a big arm. He's got a fastball. So we'll see what he does there. Again, we talked about Red Sox. Kristen Campbell. He's an outfielder. He was going to be playing in the infield at second base, but they signed a guy named Alex Bregman, and I guess he's going to be sliding over to play second.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, because Devers doesn't want to DH.
Right.
Weird thing. How do you sign? You sign a guy to a big long deal, and you're like, hey, you've been to third base. We're going to put you at second because this guy over here is not great at defense. Doesn't want to. I don't know how you do that as a team. Weird. But Kristen Campbell's a guy to watch. They did that with a guy named Mookie Betts at one point in time. He was a shortstop. They put him in the outfield, and
he plays all over.
Now he's a Dodger. And then Dylan Cruz was the number 2 pick.
Talk about annoying teams.
Yeah.
Washington. Here's Ohtani, his first tap out of the spring. Boop. Home run.
Yep. Shoulder's good.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good at baseball. And then speaking of the Dodgers, Hee-Sung Kim, he's an older guy, 26. He came over from the KBO. He was a 304 lifetime hitter, 211 stolen bases. So he's got some speed. He won the Golden Glove over there at second base, so he's one of the best at that position.
I think he's going to start in the minors.
Yeah, we should see him come up, maybe be a utility guy, but he's a name to watch. And I said Dylan Cruz earlier. He was the number 2 pick in the 23 draft. Big prospect for the Nationals. They have him and James Wood. Cruz was the second, would have been the first pick, but we had Paul Skeens. So
yep.
But it's exciting. I mean, baseball's here. Let's do it.
Yes. By the way, for all your sports card needs, look no further than True Sports Cards and Collectibles. Whether you are a new, returning, or current collector, they have all your collecting needs, from the newest releases, hot single supplies, autographed memorabilia, even grading and authentication services. Come by, see for yourself. You wonder why you went anywhere else. That's True Sports Cards and Collectibles. Visit today, 6661 Stanford Branch Road in Rockland. Shep, thanks so much. It's been a lot of fun.
Great.
Yeah, thank you for being with us. Back with you next week on the True Sports Card Show. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening. True Sports Card Show, Sacktown Sports.
With singles, boxes, and more. And if you're hungry, Chinese restaurant right next door to the card store. Talk about True Sports Card Store, yeah.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you.